and she kind of needs X, Y, and Z in a relationship, I kind of want to give it to her because I worry that she'll be lonely or sad or whatever if I don't give her X, Y, and Z. So I kind of want to give it to her.
Yes.
But then if giving her X, Y, and Z starts to impinge on me or what I need to do, ooh, it's a catch-22. And I'm like, fuck, I'm caught in the catch-22. The healthy thing, let's say she wants X, Y, and Z. And let's say I can give her X and Y, and that's cool. But Z, I ain't going to give her Z. The healthy thing is like, hey, sweetie, I'll give you X and Y. Sorry, I can't give you Z. Please don't come looking for me to give you Z. I ain't going to give that to you. And then just let her deal with that. And if she's upset or sad or whatever, that's on her. Like, that's the healthy thing to do. I'm not super good at that either.
Yeah, I wish we could just keep this nice and simple in the exact way that you just said.
Warning, this podcast is for entertainment only and not intended for medical purposes.
Enter the Freud.
Right? Because it's like, yeah, I want to do that. But see, up until now, I've been so reactive to the world. And I've so struggled to even know who I am. And I think, like, how can this be? How can this be? If I am so struggling to locate a sense of identity and self, like, what are other guys like? Am I just some kind of freakish anomaly of, like, ungrounded, lost, a boat drifting? Am I so dysfunctional? Or is this what a lot of men experience as...
Definitely, it's a lot of men. Because I have a very similar thing as you, and I know plenty of other guys that do.
Right, as we try to figure out, and it's only recently where I'm suddenly saying, like, holy crap, like, the next relationship I get in, I'm actually going to try my very best to understand who the person is, and what do they actually want. Like, for real. Even if it's like, even if I have to translate and like figure out a new language to speak. Like if I met an Italian girl and she only spoke Italian and I'd have to learn how to speak Italian. Like, it's the same thing. I feel like, well, perhaps I will actually try to figure this out in a way. But it's only because I think now I'm reaching a state where I do actually know what I am.
Okay, right, but I'm confused because you're saying two different things.
What am I?
I thought, well, what you just said is you want to try to get to know her, but I think a different thing we're talking about. Explain to me how maybe these are the same thing. Is let's say tomorrow you meet this girl, you really like her, you guys start dating, you get in a relationship with her, and then a few months down the road, she starts doing this thing like, hey, Porin, I feel like you're too independent and you always like to go on these surf trips, and I want you to not do that anymore because I want you just to take more trips with me and not so many independent surf trips. Or whatever, some shit like that.
That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah. And that's an example of her not kind of letting you be you and do you. And then what I'm saying would be that healthy thing is like, sweetie, I really love you. I want to be with you. Our relationship is great. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to grant this request of yours. I'm going to keep doing surf trips because I really need to do that. And then she's kind of hurt and pissed. And you're just like, sorry, I love you. I want to be with you. But I'm not going to like make that sacrifice. That would be the healthy thing. But what we're saying that you do and I do, the surf trips maybe not the best example, but it's like we're kind of like, oh, we kind of want to try to give it. We kind of try to feel guilty, so we kind of try to give it, but we really don't want to. So then we feel guilty, and then we end up being really fucking resentful, and then we tell her to go fuck off.
Yeah. Right. But, well, because it's like a surf trip is a very simple, concrete thing. But if the requests are kind of like, hey, could you maybe not talk to those women? Because when you talk to them, you know, I can see they're attracted to you. And
Okay, so I'm saying the healthy thing is, hey, sweetie, I love you. It's cool. Sorry, you're insecure about this, but nothing's going on. I'm not gonna get the number of the lady at the laundromat. I'm not gonna get the number of the waitress. It's all good. Sorry, this is stressful for you, but like, you just need to like chill and like bite your lip and deal with this because I'm faithful to you. It's all good. That would be the healthy way to do it.
That would be healthy. Thank you.
Easier said than done. Okay, how is that? What's the overlap here with you saying if you get with an Italian lady, you're going to learn to speak Italian? I don't get that.
So that's what I mean is I actually want to understand, like how is it that you're actually...
Why she's freaking out about the laundromat chick?
Yeah, how is this that this is happening to you? Like, I literally would like to understand instead of just assume.
Right, and if we stick with these examples, this chick who's freaking out about the laundromat chick or the waitress, she just has insecurities that come from her insecurities, back whatever. And ideally, you can be sympathetic to that. You can have compassion for that. But it doesn't mean you need to make accommodations that are not reasonable.
Yes, but and historically, these kind of things come with a request for accommodations.
Yeah, and then the thing we're talking about is you kindly, lovingly deny the request.
Yeah.
And then you just have to let her fucking deal with it.
Yeah, I know. It's almost just like the same thing is when your kid comes in, he's like, oh, I want this $1,000 telescope to see this thing coming. And you're just like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's cool. I think that is a cool thing, this astrological phenomenon. Like, that's cool. Yeah, we're not going to go buy a $1,000 telescope to see that. Right? Okay.
Yeah, and then if the kid is like, fuck you, I hate you, Dad, you're the worst dad in the world, and he storms off to his room, you just let him go do that thing.
Right. But now we're guilty of like, oh, now they're comparing kids to women. Oh, and it's like, I could have just done the same thing with a dog. Right? It'd be like, oh, the dog does this behavior, and now they're comparing women to dogs. Oh,
Well, yeah, we are comparing women to dogs and women to kids, and we can compare men to dogs and men to kids because men do the same shit, and women need to do the same shit to men as we're doing to them.
Fantastic. Yeah, that was really well said. Thank you, sir.
Like if the husband's like, hey, sweetie, I saw this new lingerie on my TikTok, like I'd like you to start wearing that. And she's like, yeah, I can see how you start wearing that, but that's just not my style, sorry. It's the same fucking exact thing.
Exactly. Yes. It's a perfect example. Fuck, dude. All right. Wish me luck in my next endeavor. I'll report.
How's the dating thing going? Are you on the apps? Are you going out with anyone?
I'm just starting to. I deleted everything and I gotta like redesign them, but I'm gonna redesign them with intention this time. Like I'm not gonna do what I've been doing, which is just try to get like attention from all the hottest women. I actually want to meet one that is interested in doing what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm really gonna
have to. It's kind of a numbers game. You'll have to go through a lot before you find someone that's this mature. But they're fucking out there.
Yeah, that's my plan. All right, boss.
I also will run into these videos of dating dudes, and there's some guys that are really convinced that what you gotta do is put energy in just meeting people out in grocery stores and at the gym and fucking walking down the sidewalk. They think that that's like the important, unmined fucking resource.
I probably need to do that. I'm getting a little bit of a phobia, actually, of dating and women. So I'm going to have to confront it.
Yep.
All right, good sir.
All right, dude. Good fucking luck.
Hey.